I'm from Alliance High School, and we are actually responsible for the syllabus and education system and the syllabus in Kenya. We were actually from the Examinations Council of Kenya and Africa. And it's from Oxford, from the Oxford syllabus, from the British syllabus actually, and from the American syllabus. And the Alliance is a chain of schools in England and America, and USA, England and USA, and in Asia, and of the Commonwealth. It's called from the Commonwealth. And we as Europe actually from Europe and Europe, and we as Europe as members of the faculty of the university want to develop this alliance to become the alliance of the USA, to become the new government, the new White House government. And we are reprogramming the internet. We've inherited the internet, which used to kill us through telecommunication problems, telecommunication failure, communication failure, and telecommunication failure. And we've gotten the internet, and we've developed it into such a stage that one is getting better and better telecommunication feedback. So our new aim now is to develop the system so that it works fast for us as a system which we can program to perfection, in a system as a system that can have system failure. The system failures, we want them to become our system failures. We want to take responsibility for the White House internet and a responsibility for the education and for the internet, and for the education in the internet, the websites and web links, and reprogram and for the whole high school system, because it's a democratic decision, because it's a common name. Alliance is a common name. It's on all lips. It's at our fingertips, and it's on all lips. So we want to develop Alliance to be a pseudonym for all schools and for high schools, sort of like a greeting. An alliance is an alliance. An alliance is an agreement. An alliance is a covenant. An alliance is a group. An alliance is a friendship, like alliance. And we want to develop these allies and alliance to become the alliance that's going to save us from embarrassment, from making decisions, to make a parliament, an internet parliament, an internet government that can decide together as one internet, as a classroom, as an orderly generation which went to school together and finished school together and took over the government together. So we want to invite the White House and the U.S. government into the internet, and just develop it as the UN Parliament to make the UN the alliance, and the alliance the UN, the alliance of the UN, the alliance to take the common noun, the alliance, and the high school, the common alliance high school, to be the minimum age of responsibility for such actions. And we want to take it over and develop Africa and Asia, especially Africa and Asia and Europe, all relations, all diplomatic relations, all bureaucratic work, all diplomatic work, all military work, all education work, finances, commerce, all departments, utilities, and develop them into the government that we had before we began celebrating. And it's like the parable of the prodigal son. Alliance is the prodigal son, and the school itself has developed. It's actually a bigger school. It's a bigger internet network in the U.S. because it's more than 10 schools in the U.S., more than 10 alliances in the U.S., more than 12 alliances in the U.S. So once we develop those alliances, we are able to lift the whole earth, and because we are actually integrated schools, and we have our own classmates and neighbors. They are from all regions, from all over the world. And when we talk with other classmates and then somehow decide to go and attack them and hurt them, harm them, or kill them, that doesn't speak well of us, and we come back and make one person responsible for the weapons that we keep in classrooms and staff rooms, for the weapons in the staff room. When we don't take over the staff room by taking responsibility for the sentiments and for our opinions, we don't create our opinion. We don't arrive with an opinion. We will lose these alliance, these schools, these high schools, these high schools, this secondary school, this primary school, this elementary school, this kindergarten, this nursery, this school, this education, this institute, the school. We would lose the school. So we want the school to take over the government, the school to take over the office, to change the office relationships and the office equipment that we are making. And so Alliance was blessed, Alliance, Africa was blessed to take over the school, the third world regions in the school. And so our mission is to develop all diplomatic relations, to integrate, to register all documents, all exam results, to help all educators, teachers, and educators, and everybody who needs help online without pushing our hands through screens or appearing in the houses, by leaving documents, by leaving four-dimensional documents, three-dimensional documents, pages, by leaving pages in their appliances, pages of our work, of our achievements, of our experience, of our work plan, of leaving our master plans. Our manifestos, the Alliance manifestos are actually very simple to read. They are not boring. They are actually just the school syllabus. It's a very important syllabus. It's a very important manifesto. The syllabus, school syllabus, is the office syllabus itself. And once has it, it's like a web lab, like an IBM. One can put his document, his high school certificate, exactly where he wants it. He can put it on the left or on the side or right in the middle, or supersize and put it right in the middle of the screen. And there, say, now we are alive. Now we have made an agreement. That's a handshake. That's a gentlemanly or a ladylike gesture. And the documents, the equipment is hard to. The equipment is hard to operate, difficult to operate. The difficulty level is determined by the education level, mathematics and language, especially language and mathematics, by the ability to interpret words and sentences on the documents, on the online documents, on the electronic documents, on the digital, the digits and the letters, the digital documents and the alphabetic, the words in the sentences. So it depends on the education level. So there's basically Alliance, the digital programs, the digital languages, which can be left to Alliance, and then there are the letters, the different manuals. They're like manuals that we actually write a lot of manuals for the plans, and lots of manuals for each appliance. Lots and lots of manuals. Exactly how to progress that. When you program one, when you finish program working or playing with one appliance, it's perfect. So the next game will be maybe just switching it on and zapping and switching on the different channels, programming, watching news or watching music or watching videos, as because those are appliances you can also take home with as a compensation for work for the 8 hours plan, because an 8 hours plan is a very long plan of staying away from home for 8 hours. And when you go home, you switch on the TV, and it's an entertainment, after work relaxation therapy programs, actually television and radio. They're not for work. You're not supposed to work at home. You only go to work with people who call you to go to work. They pay you to work. When you go home, they pay you at home by entertaining you with films, and those films are our offer of people who like our programs. It's democratic. You don't have to pay. You don't even have to call back. You don't even have to know any names. We just the way we program our programs. Just a way. If you're curious, just know how we work in the laboratories, in the factories, in the schools. How we work. We work with a lot of documents. We use the documents and stationery documents, pens, pencils, crayons, and exercise books and textbooks, and these other equipment. We actually use desks and desk stationary equipment, And these are the equipment, electronic equipment. They are expensive. You don't need them. We even sleep on floors. We are not dependent on the equipment that we produce. We function 100%, all of us. Most high school graduates, most people who've been in alliance and in the alliance in the school syllabus, we function without any appliances. We only function, we only depend on food and sleep, food and accommodation, so to speak. So when we arrive as human beings, or as the teachers, as the parents, as the custodians of human beings who speak about it, we normally we obey the laws of the societies that govern us, and it means we ask for something. We don't demand attention or concentration. We ask, and then if somebody allows, we speak, or we ask. The person who's gone through our system speaks and asks if he can stay or do something, or if he asks, if you arrive in his house, he asks if he can do for you something, or if you would like to stay, or if he doesn't have time, he tells you that he doesn't have time, maybe to call at another time when he has time, or if he's not the right person, he tells you he's not the right person, or if he knows the right person, he tells you he knows the right person, and if he knows the name of the right person, he gives you the name of the right person. And if he knows the name of the right person, he calls him, and the person can decide if he has time for him, and if he has time for him, they can talk, and he can decide if he has time for his guest or for the caller. So that's how our chain of hands actually functions. So one hand washes the other, and that's how alliance functions. And we are not ghosts, actually. We are just children of the education system. And we are actually uniform. We are uniform children, and we create uniform children, and our world is uniform. And there is no violence in our world. Violence is not our policy. And politics, we don't like a lot of politics. We don't like a lot of intrigue and a lot of sensations about anybody. And we respect our teachers, our parents, our teachers, our governors, our presidents, and our neighbors, and our presence, and our presence, recognition of performances and experiences and education levels. We accept our presence, we accept our lot, we accept our yokes, and we accept our presence, and the poison, and whatever comes in, and we work. And we never stop working. Once we begin working with people, we never stop working until the people say they don't want to work with us, or they say they're not pleased with the work and want to change the people that they work with. We're from the service industry, and once our services are not, we perfect our services and get them into a system that can survive us, so that we are just a passing cloud. But the system that we're creating is a permanent system for an ecological system, and we are all educated, and that's why we want to take over the third world system, the third world internet electronic system. Google, MSN, Facebook. In Facebook, we are well established. Everybody in West Africa, Nigeria, everybody says that they arrive with names. With my classmates, for example, they're my classmates. I don't go far to town. I just arrive to club, and people tell me, "Hey, I've been in alliance. I'm your new desmate who was your new desmate. Yeah, that's now me. He's my soul now. I've taken over his name." People from Ghana, from Accra, people from Lagos, people from Abuja, they've taken over all the names, and they are now theirs. South Africa alliance is well established, especially in Africa and Asia. They are all alliance. In Europe, I even get whiskey alliance, gold brand whiskey, 30%, 30 volts. They are all alliance. Everybody is becoming alliance. So they are all very well placed with our work. So alliance, Europe has overtaken actually USA, and we owe USA an apology that there is something going on in Europe that perhaps USA should be informed of how big Europe is. How big alliance is in Europe, or how big Europe is in alliance, or how big Europe is in Germany is in Asia, in Turkey, or in Iran, or in Iraq, or in Kenya, or in Nigeria, or in South Africa, or in England, Sweden, or in Norway, or in Sweden. So this is very big. I'm actually at the moment. I've been living in an old Swedish castle which is older than Bismarck, who was a Prussian king, and he's a Prussian king. He was a king before the Third Reich and before that the new German government. And I'm living in an old Swedish castle, and there is an old house in the Saxon. They are the Frisians. They belong, they are Swedes actually, and they had was the Swedes and the Norwegians. They were actually the Vikings in an old Viking castle, and they were all over Europe. And I'm living, so like I said, with the Swedes, and I'm learning a lot of history at the moment, which is important for my education and for my experience. Because if I don't learn anything, I can just as well sit and think that I've learned something for my life, and I will have learned something. So what I'll do is I'll take IKEA design furniture from the house, and that's what I'll actually say that it's IKEA. That's going to be my flag in my next apartment when I move out of the castle, because it's actually just a temporary station. So the Swedes came from the north, and with the Prussians from the south, and the Prussians from the east, and the Bavarians from the south, Bismarck from the Bavarians from the south, Bismarck, and the Emperor of Austria in Switzerland. And there was the First World War, the Second World War, and World War, Third World War, for example. And that's what the strategy. That's what's on the table, on the war table, with the toy soldiers and toy tanks, and toy radios, and toy televisions, and that's what we are, and toy human beings, and toy trains, and toy aeroplanes, and a lot of war games, to avert a Third World War, for example, and toy bunkers, like toy plutonium bunkers for all the mass storage devices and electronic devices, all compressed into plutonium worlds, in case of an annihilation of the annihilation theory, in case of a total nuclear war. So those are war games we are playing in, for example, in Niedersachsen, which is Sweden, Lower Sweden. It's called Ostfriesland, and Wendland and Schlesien. They're from the north, and they're from Netherlands, Sweden, and Norway. And Prussia Prussia belongs to Poland, and Prussia and Bavaria belongs to Austria and Switzerland, and a bit of Italy and Belgium. Belgium belongs to Switzerland and Schlesien and Holstein, and Denmark